Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of Wolverine versus the Silver Samurai. It is a Marvel Legends series Gamerverse 2-pack. This one wasn't exclusive. I believe this one was available everywhere. But I am also reviewing Gamerverse Juggernaut. He is an Amazon exclusive. He was pretty easy to get the day that it was released. And after that, he's been gone for a while. But I imagine it's Amazon, so they'll probably have more on the way. The only one that I wanted that I didn't get was the Psylocke Thanos 2-pack, which sort of continues my streak of not being able to get Target exclusives because I was late to the party and I didn't know they existed, or I didn't know they went live until they were gone. So hopefully that'll be back up, but as of right now, Psylocke and Thanos have been taken off the site, so there isn't even a way to see whether they're, in stock at a local store or not, and get it held so that you can go pick it up. So I'm bummed about that, but I am really, really happy that I grabbed Juggernaut. Of course, these are from the Capcom Marvel game. That's the side. That is very cool. It's him versus Silver Samurai, and I just happen to have Silver Samurai. There's a Wolverine here on the side. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if the Wolverine in this means that they teamed up and they are, on the same team or not, or what's going on. I didn't play this game, so I'm not really sure. I understand like the proportions and everything are different because it's the video game and they're trying to stay true to that, and I super like that. I really do admire that. Plus, it's the biggest Juggernaut that I own. I think it's bigger than the Marvel Select Juggernaut, if I'm not mistaken. It's a huge chunk of plastic. It's at least 5 pounds. As far as the Wolverine versus Silver Samurai, it's got some cool stuff in there. It's got the little shuriken that Silver Samurai throws. It's got the claw X that Wolverine throws up in the game. It's got little cool graphics here. Cool Silver Samurai graphics there. You can see it does the cross slash. It comes with a stand for that. The Silver Samurai's effect comes with a stand for that, which is just amazing, man. I would have loved to have gotten Psylocke and Thanos. I skipped on Omega Red and War Machine because it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. The Wolverine here is very cool. The Wolverine presented here as it was on the Pulse Live is very sort of stylized, and it's meant to sort of be the proportions of the video game. Silver Samurai, I'm not so sure. That looks to me very much like previous Silver Samurai releases. Of course, I only have one other Silver Samurai, so I'm not really sure. It's a flat gray. I don't dislike that at all. It looks good. But these figures are very cool. I'm not, big on the game itself. But wow, to get a new yellow uniform Wolverine that's sort of proportionate and kind of small and stocky and just with different proportions is amazing. As amazing as getting just an enormous Juggernaut is and Silver Samurai is just a nice bonus. But it would have been nice to get Psylocke and Thanos. Those two figures looked incredible. So they look great in the package. Let's bust them out and see what we think of them in person. Now that they're all out of the package, let's take a closer look at the Marvel Legends series Gamerverse figures, starting with Silver Samurai. Silver Samurai and Wolverine both have an effect that connects to a post that you can sort of pose. It's not really strong as far as sort of putting it up in the air. You could probably balance it a little bit, but it's real easy to knock over. The post itself doesn't lay completely flat. You can see it kind of wiggle. I don't want to move the camera down. I can back it up like that. But if you tap on this, it's not entirely stable. As far as this goes, the post is very weak, which I get. It's a toy for kids. You don't want them getting, hurt or anything. The post goes into the effect really, really well, and I like that a lot. It's video game accurate. So as far as I know, I did play a little bit as a kid, but I didn't play much of it. I can't remember if it was in an arcade. Maybe I saw it. It seems like I didn't play it as much as maybe I watched it. But it's a very cool effect. You can see it's big on Silver Samurai, so it's probably accurate to the size it was in the game. I'm going to put that aside. As far as Silver Samurai goes, looks like he was painted up just a one color, no sort of variation in anything, just one solid color. But it was probably that color in the video game, I gotta imagine. He's got double pin arms. He's got a lot of movement below. These shoulder pads come off. They're on a post near the shoulders, so you get a lot of posability out of it. He's a stable figure, so you'll find that posing him is pretty easy. Got double pin legs, double pin arms. So I think it is the older mold for Silver Samurai, but it shouldn't bother you. If you don't have a Silver Samurai, this is a great Silver Samurai to have. And the blade, man, it's video game accurate, I'm sure. But some of you are going to be disappointed that it's not a real, kind of a silver blade with the knuckle guard, a silver, so that it looks funny. But I don't know. I don't know if that bothers anybody. It just doesn't bother me. I think with Silver Samurai, he's not one of those characters I super like. But also, hasn't there been 700 versions of most characters? So I feel like at some point he probably did use some kind of ghost blade or lightsaber ninja sword, something like that. That's funny, lightsaber ninja sword. I'm copywriting that right now. I'm just kidding. You can't copyright anything with a lightsaber. That's Disney will sue you, I think. So that was that. I'm gonna go over this. It came with Wolverine and Silver Samurai. It has a post here. I imagine maybe you could plug it into the effect. This is the slash effect. And what happens is the slash effect goes onto the post. And I found that it's only if you sort of lean it up against that it stands up. You can't really sort of pose it any other way. It sort of falls right over. But it has all of these pins and posts, and you just sort of stick the pins in between the things in any sort of way that you see fit. So if these posts are here, you could use one of Silver Samurai's and one of Wolverine's. You could put both posts in and have the slash like this. That would be cool. If you had, well, I guess you couldn't because it'd be facing up if they were both facing this, yeah, you could still do it. Actually, you could do it with just one, right? You could just plug one in, and for whatever reason, this one is a weird plug-in. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Oh, okay, I see. It's not really a big deal. Just felt like a big deal for a minute. And there, I accomplished it with just one stand. You could lay it on its side. That's still very cool. I just had to see if I could do it. This effect, I'm not sure what this is for. It looks like it has a little post here, but I'm not sure what that post goes into. If it goes into the existing stand, because it's not a hole. It is there for a post. So I don't think that goes in like this or anything. So I'm not sure if this goes into maybe the claws or something. It's supposed to be kind of a crackle effect where it's coming off. I'm not sure. There's a ball in here that's very stylized. It's got a lot of sort of edges to it. It's kind of I don't know. It does have edges to the ball, so I don't know what that lightning is supposed to represent, and I'm not sure what it plugs into at all. So that's a mystery to me. But it is a cool effect once you figure out what it is. It's probably really, really cool. And of course, the Wolverine slash is really cool. This is great for any of your figures. Like if you're not into the Gamerverse figures, doesn't matter. You chances are you have a Wolverine figure in your collection, and it is begging you for one of these effects. Of course, it has the standard claws or the hands without the claws deployed, which is very cool, very average for Wolverine. But the flare on his costume, the black flare, just looks really, really good. Looks like an Arthur Adams drawing. The proportions and everything. The legs are huge and they're heavy. The figure is heavy, easy, super easy to pose out. But look at how the tops of the boots come up and just are just amazing. And then the tops of the ears on the mask come way out. They flare out. It's just really amazing. It's really, really cool. I think compared to Silver Samurai, he's pretty short. Let me get him fully extended here. And he's a good maybe inch or half inch, at least an inch taller than Wolverine. So I'm not sure what that would be like, but for a regular figure, every inch is a foot. So, a 1 in, well, that's not true. Yeah, 1 in 12, because 72 inches is 6 feet. So every 6 inches is 1/12. So a 2/12 or 1/6 would be 1 inch per foot. So I think Silver Samurai would be about 6 feet, and then Wolverine about an inch shorter would be 5 foot. So yeah, that's a little bit of math. I have no idea why I'm doing math, but I got into action figure reviewing, so I didn't have to do math. Dag nabbit. I like the sketched on hair on the arms. That's super cool. It lets you know that there's hair there, but it doesn't really try to do some fancy effect with it. It's just video game stuff. I love that it doesn't have the video game cell shading or anything. I like I said, I didn't like Silver Samurai just being plain gray, but it's better than being cell shaded. As far as the Juggernaut goes, he's massive, because when I started the video, Wolverine and Silver Samurai were posed right in front of him. And as a matter of fact, it's the same photo that I took for the thumbnail for this video. He is massive, massive, massive. But is he worth the cost? Man, that's a complicated question now, because everything's a little expensive. I think a better question would be to ask if I regret getting him. And the answer is no. Juggernaut is one of those figures that doesn't come out very often. And I do love the old Build-A-Figure Juggernaut that came with the X-Men wave, because that was the Juggernaut that I had. And then I think a little bit later, and I don't know if the Juggernaut from Marvel Select came out first, or it was just something that I found at a convention one time and got. But this Juggernaut will definitely replace that one. Got the massive hands. He's got kind of an open fist on his effect hand. I replaced it with this fist. He comes with both fists on. This one's kind of an open hand, grasping hand, which is really cool. Look at those massive fingernails. Jeez whiz. The effect was hard to get on for me. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. It has sort of nodules inside that sort of look like they snap and sort of kind of rotate like a visor or something. But it's for the hand. So I put this sort of grasping hand in, and I sort of reasoned that the balls of it would kind of go behind the knuckle guard here, or they would sort of go above the knuckle guard into his fingers. But I couldn't get either one of those to work, so I just sort of sort of barely balance it on there. I also couldn't get him into the pose where he's punching the ground. I don't think he could be bendable enough for that. I'm not sure. But there was something, I think, when they were doing the Hasbro live stream, I think they had one that was down like this and was just punching the ground, and his head seemed like his head was up, but I can't find a way. Like, his head slides forward just a little bit, but it doesn't slide enough for him to look up. But also it doesn't, like, even if you bent him a whole lot, he couldn't look up enough to be punching the ground. But man, the butterfly joints on him make it look like he is lumbering toward you, like he is getting closer, and you should probably run, but you are frozen with fear, and that's okay. He's the Juggernaut. You can be frozen by fear. Look at that expression below it. I don't know if the helmet comes off. Scared to take it off. No, the helmet, it doesn't seem to come off. That's probably just as well, because he'd probably be a pain to line up that glare, but he looks absolutely terrifying. And that's the way you need a Juggernaut. I know he's a good guy now. I know that he's an X-Man now, but wow, this is classic Juggernaut. He could be a good guy with that expression attacking a bad guy, but wow, he is massive. He's massive. He's just a lot of figure. But again, is he worth the money? Yeah. So were Wolverine and Silver Samurai, in my opinion. I get that everything's more expensive. I get that you have to sort of pick and choose what you're getting. You can't sort of go all in on everything. Or some of you can. Some of you are awesome. You're like, I went to college and got a degree in engineering, and now I build things for NASA, but only on consignment. How would that even work? That was a whole weird thing. So that is Juggernaut, Wolverine, and Silver Samurai from the Gamerverse subline. These are cool figures. I hope that you can get a hold of Juggernaut. It was sold out on Amazon, but for all I know, it's back up by now. And as far as Wolverine and Silver Samurai, I think that was pretty easy to get. I think it was everywhere. Everybody was carrying one. The Psylocke and Thanos, no dice. If you didn't get into those pre-orders, or you don't find them at the store, you're sort of, I doubt you're, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on Target. Sometimes Target goes, you know what, this was sold out months ago, but we're going to release like 7,000 of them. So, they'll be up all day and all night. So order as many as you like. And sometimes it'll never go up again. And them taking it off the site doesn't necessarily mean they won't put it back on the site. But at this point, I think it's that ship has sailed. But there is the Captain America Venom 2-pack. I wasn't interested in that. There was something else. I feel like the War Machine, and I can't remember who was in the War Machine one. The Nick Fury and Punisher one from, I think, the side scroller one was really cool looking. I could imagine that version of Nick Fury on the G.I. Joe team, and I can imagine that version of the Punisher on the G.I. Joe team. It's a really cool 2-pack. I don't want it until it gets cheaper. It's not something that I have to have. It's not the Juggernaut, but when the price drops, I will probably pick that up if it goes at least half. So those are the figures, and that's my rambling. I'm not sure, if you made it this far, thank you. And until next time, enjoy your toys.